For 20 years, Bernie Madoff looked his clients in the eye and told them their money was safe. Some of those clients were Holocaust survivors. Some were charities that helped feed children. Some were retired teachers who had worked their entire lives to save. And every single one of them lost everything. Here's what makes this story different from every other Wall Street scandal you've heard about. Bernie Madoff didn't hide in the shadows. He wasn't some sketchy guy operating out of a basement. He was the former chairman of the Nasdaq Stock Exchange. Regulators sat across from him at dinner tables. Banks handed him billions without blinking. And the few people who tried to expose him, nobody listened. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how he built the greatest financial lie in history, why the system let it happen for 2 full decades, and what it means for how you protect your own money today. Because the scariest part of this story isn't that it happened. It's that all the warning signs were right there. Let's go back to the beginning. Bernie Madoff started on the fringes of Wall Street. In 1960, he was a 22-year-old kid with $5,000 he saved from working as a lifeguard and installing sprinkler systems. He started a tiny trading firm called Bernard L. Madoff Investment Securities. He wasn't at one of the big fancy banks. He was a little guy. And that chip on his shoulder? That's actually important to understand because it explains almost everything that came next. His firm did legitimate work early on. He helped pioneer electronic trading, which was genuinely innovative at the time. He helped build what eventually became the Nasdaq. He had real credibility, real connections, and he built a reputation for delivering steady, consistent returns, no matter what the market was doing. And that's where the story starts to crack. Because in the early 1990s, the stock market wasn't always going up. There were crashes, corrections, moments of pure panic. But Bernie's clients? They kept seeing gains, month after month, year after year, between 10 and 12%, almost like clockwork. Now, if you know anything about investing, and by watching this channel, you're learning, you know that's not how markets work. Markets go up and down. That's literally the nature of it. But here's the psychology that made this work. When something sounds too good to be true, most people don't run away. They get jealous they're not in it. Rich families started whispering about Madoff at country clubs. You're not with Bernie yet. Hedge funds started funneling client money to him because they were taking massive fees just for access. It became a status symbol. Being in the Madoff fund meant you were someone. He made it even more exclusive by sometimes turning people away. Think about that. He'd reject your money, which made people want in even more. Classic scarcity psychology. So what was actually happening behind the scenes? The answer is almost embarrassingly simple for a $65 billion fraud. He wasn't investing anything. He was running a Ponzi scheme, the biggest in human history. New client money came in, and it was used to pay the returns owed to existing clients. There was a back office on the 17th floor of his building, completely separate from his legitimate trading business on the 19th floor, where a small group of employees just fabricated account statements. They invented trades that never happened. They created confirmations for stocks that were never bought or sold. That's it. That's the whole machine. Paper and lies. Now here's the part that should make you angry. A financial analyst named Harry Markopolos figured out the fraud in about 4 hours using math. For hours. He submitted detailed reports to the SEC, the government regulator that's supposed to protect investors, in 2000, 2001, 2005, and 2008. He literally handed them a roadmap. He titled one of his submissions, "The World's Largest Hedge Fund is a Fraud." He begged them to investigate. He told them he feared for his safety. The SEC investigated twice, and both times they found nothing. Not because there was nothing to find, the evidence was sitting right there, but because the investigators were inexperienced, intimidated by Madoff's status, and frankly, outmatched. Madoff knew exactly how to talk to regulators. He'd helped write some of the rules they used. He was untouchable. It finally ended not because someone caught him, It ended because the 2008 financial crisis meant too many clients needed their money back at the same time, and there was no money left. In December 2008, Bernie Madoff told his sons what was happening. They turned him in the next morning. The whole thing collapsed overnight. $65 billion gone. 37,000 victims across more than 100 countries. Charities wiped out. Retirement accounts erased. People who had done everything right, saved diligently, trusted a credentialed professional, diversified by giving money to what they thought was a legitimate fund, left with nothing. So what do you do with this information? Because you're building wealth right now, and you deserve to walk away from this with more than just a wild story. First, consistent, suspiciously smooth returns are a red flag, not a green light. Real investing has real volatility. If someone promises you steady gains no matter what the market does, that is your signal to run. Second, always verify where your money actually is. Third-party custodians, audited statements from recognized firms, not just papers someone hands you. Third, exclusivity and status are sales tactics. The more someone makes you feel like you're lucky to give them your money, the more carefully you should look at what they're actually doing with it. Bernie Madoff died in prison in 2021 at 82 years old. But the families he destroyed are still living with that damage today. The greatest lie in financial history wasn't complicated. It was just wrapped in status, credibility, and the one thing that makes smart people do dumb things with money: the fear of missing out. If you want to understand how money really works and how to make sure you're never the one left holding nothing, stick around. There's a lot more worth knowing.